Okay, let's look at what it's like to use to learn to read. When you come to the page, you come to these pictures here, and you can see there is sign up for free. And at the bottom here, there are these three panels. There's pay it forward, which is really about how we will donate a voucher to a disadvantaged family for each course purchased. That's for now, this is a free trial. But once we've proven the efficacy of this online course, that it's equally efficient as the face-to-face and Zoom programs that we offer, then we intend to offer this as a kind of charity project where a person who can afford to pay for the course pays roughly £100 or $100 and gets a voucher to donate to a family that cannot afford it. Then if we go back again here, there's another panel here which is called Connect. This connects you straight to a Facebook page, which the idea is that the two families, and the one that's paying and the one that's receiving support from the paying family, they join together on Facebook in a Facebook group with lots of other families doing the same, and there is peer-to-peer support there. And of course there will be some people like myself, Davis professionals, that will also be on that group that can give advice as you go along when you get stuck. And then finally there's a resource page. The only thing that you need for this course is what we call kush balls, or the equivalent of kush balls, which could be pom-pom balls. You could also roll socks or something like that. It needs to be something that you throw that doesn't bounce. Could even be a little stuffed toy. And then you need plasticine or clay. And then for those who can't afford it or can't access it, we have video instructions for how to make Play-Doh, which could work just as well. There's support in the Facebook group, and there's also a Davis Dyslexia support Facebook group, which has been going for years, with parents that have been through the program, people that are considering doing the program, and lots of Davis professionals that give feedback on that group. And then there's symbolmastery.com, which is an online website where you can get sort of ideas and support about how to do clay models, which is a big part of what we do. Training here, there's Davis Dyslexia Association Africa, there's Davis Learning Strategies, which is when our methods are used in a classroom, in a mainstream classroom. Very, very similar to what we are offering in the online course and this online course, but it's applied in the whole classroom for every child in the classroom. And then there's information about Davis training in Africa and Davis training worldwide. And finally, there's remedial Davis help. If your child is struggling with reading and has been struggling for 2-3 years already, they will have developed a number of coping strategies, which takes a lot more work to undo than if you were just using this course to prevent those coping strategies to be put in place. And therefore, you need much deeper theoretical understanding and skill in how to help the child through that. So there's a list of licensed Davis facilitators worldwide, and even though they are not, maybe you may not be able to find one in your area, we do Davis programs online via Zoom, and it produces just as amazing results as when it's done face-to-face. There's also information about how to train to become a Davis facilitator. That's training that takes over a year, and it's very thorough training. Now, if we go back to the front page, then we'll just go through what you need to do in order to sign up. You just click here, sign up for free. And at the moment, it's for free for everybody because we are running a trial. We don't want to start selling this until we know that it works, at least almost as well as everything else that we do. It may not be quite as efficient as working with a fully trained Davis facilitator, but it's certainly more efficient than just using the book, The Gift of Dyslexia. So you can see in our course there are 3 modules. First of all, Davis focusing skills, and you can see here that we estimate that taking 1 to 2 hours. That doesn't take very long to get that set up, but that is the most important aspect of our whole training, because when Ron Davis, the originator of these methods, when he first discovered these focusing skills, he was 38 years old, he went from being completely illiterate to fluent reader, literally within minutes. And he went and read his first ever book cover to cover in one night. So make sure you cover that really well. Davis Symbol Mastery is the next step that we do, which is where we are using the plasticine to master the basic symbols used in writing. And that's obviously the letters of the alphabet, but there's also punctuation marks, and then certain words. There are certain words that need to be made in clay because the meaning of those words is not easy to picture. And for a child to get full comprehension when they read, they need to be able to picture what they are reading. They need to be able to make a mental picture in their head of the meaning of each sentence. And if that picture is accurate, that means that they have full and accurate comprehension. Now, finally, we have reading exercises, and you can see that the Symbol Mastery, they can take up to 20 hours. Most of that is work on mastering the alphabet and the letters. That can, just the uppercase alphabet and the letters can take 10 to 20 hours. And because we want to make that mastered to a level that a child doesn't even need to think, that there's absolutely no confusion about any letter, no confusion between B and D or which way the S faces and so on. Absolutely no confusion. That's what we call mastery. So, but the reading exercises, you may be surprised that only takes 5 to 10 hours. There is not a lot of reading involved in mastering reading. Because once you've fully mastered the Davis Symbol Mastery, the letters and the words, the basic most common words in the language, it's only 200 words. But even after you've just mastered about 5 to 10 of them, which is sufficient for you to know how to master the remaining 200 odd words, then you can move on to the reading exercises. And even children that have struggled with learning to read for years and years, once they've mastered the alphabet fully without any confusion, once we've cleared up all the confusion in the alphabet, then the reading exercises, we see them progressing year after year after year within minutes of reading exercises. So certainly in a normal Davis program, we don't tend to spend more than 1 to 2 hours reading at the most, and we see up to 7-year jump in reading ability in that very quick time. And of course, this is designed to prevent those issues, and it's obviously much easier to prevent problems than to correct them once they've established. And there are videos in each step of the course. You can see this one is closed to me because I have not enrolled yet. So you could just click straight here and say, I want to take this course. And that actually logs you into all 3 modules. Applying the coupon is for when this becomes a charity project for the person that cannot afford the course. And then you would just proceed straight to checkout. And that's where you fill in all your details and just place the order. You immediately get an email. You fill in your own password. And once you have the password, you can log into your account. And I have a password. I can go straight there to my account. And you're taken to this login page. And because I have my login stored on my laptop, you would maybe want to tick the Remember Me button there so that you don't have to remember the password, but make sure you make a note of your password. You log in. You can see there is a link saying lost my password. Then you can ask for a password reset. But once you've logged in, there are 3 courses, you could say 3 modules in this course, and they are sequential. So you have to start with the first one. You can see my first one is complete. If we click here, you can see how far we've gone. This one I'm halfway through. But it's important to remember that you have to complete each step before the next one is unlocked, which it says here in red. Each video needs to be completed before the next course or lesson becomes available. So you have to watch the video to the end, all the way to the end, and follow its instructions before moving on to the next lesson or topic. Here below is the course content. This is the first course, this is the focusing skills. You watch the introduction first, and then that unlocks the release. When you've done that, then unlocks your focusing thing. And let me just show you how it works. The release one is a simple one, and you can see you get the other topics down the side, and you get a video, which this one is less than 2 minutes, and you just play that video. You have to watch it to the very end in order to make the next lesson available. The objective of release is to control stress and tension through relaxation. In preparation for this activity, discuss with the child what a sigh means. Explain that it must be an audible sound, such as ah. Without the sound, it's only a breath. Have your student sit comfortably in a chair and close his or her eyes. And you can see here the text is written in yellow boxes. And the yellow boxes mean that that's what you're supposed to do. And then in black on white is what you're supposed to say. Comfortably in your chair. Close your eyes. Breathe in. Hold it for a second or two. Let the air rush out of your mouth with an sound. Do another sigh and feel the sigh all the way out to the tips of your fingers and toes. Do another sigh and get that feeling all through your body. Keep that feeling in your body. That feeling is called release. Open your eyes. Think release and get that feeling. Now, you can do this by just let this play for your child. So use my voice to instruct your child. But of course, the pace might not be 100% suitable for your child. So you could also do what I've just done now, just pause it there and read it for your child. And that way you can control the pace of this exercise for your child. It may be helpful to repeat the entire release procedure for about 2 to 3 weeks until the child becomes comfortable with the procedure. Once a child has mastered release, a simple reminder like do release or do a big sigh will achieve the desired results. And there you can see the video is not completely finished, and now it's finished, and then you get this screen, move on to the next lesson. Below you should get next lesson, and that's the focusing. Again, we have a video, which is 3 minutes in this case. It's also quite a lot of instructions and explanations there. And once you've done that, I've already done that, so I'm allowed to go to the next lesson. And here you can see there is not just a lesson, there's also material. And in this case, you would print this out and use these, and maybe get the child to color it in, and then use these arrows to illustrate what a dial is, just like you can see here on the screen. And again, you can see in yellow box what you're supposed to do, and in black and white what you're supposed to say. And again, you can just play the video and have your child listen to the video, or you can read that out, and then you need to go, because this is only on 5, about halfway through, it switches where we guide you through the various dial stages. You see here we have number 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. We go to the next lesson, and again here we have the push balls and pom-pom balls that we have links here in the material session. You get links to where you can order push balls or watch a YouTube video about how to make pom-pom balls like that. Now I'm just going to go back to the course. So we have the overview. This way you move through each step of the course, and in the symbol mastery, that's the bit that takes the longest. And here we have materials, 2 different recipes for Play-Doh if you can't access clay. And you can see in each step there are kind of sub-steps. And in alphabet mastery, that's 11 topics. This doesn't take very long, the first kind of 8 steps here. But step number 8 and 9, they take a long time to master. They can take up to 10 hours easily. You can see here there's a section saying clearing up confusion. That's instruction about how to make sure that there is no confusion in any of the letters of the alphabet. We do the same with punctuation mastery. We make sure that there's no confusion about punctuation marks. And again, we have materials with all the punctuation marks. Once you click on them, then you get them like that. And if you click on that, you get it in full size. And you just move through each punctuation mark one after another. And now go back to course modules. Finally, we have the Davis reading exercises. And as I mentioned earlier, 5 to 10 hours is probably all you need in order to get your child fluent in reading once you've done all 4 to 20 hours of this. And remember, this course is designed for making teaching reading easy for a parent that's working at home or even a teacher. But it's not meant as a remedial course for correcting dyslexia once it is firmly established. That takes more time. Here is a timeline that shows you what you would normally do, at what age you would do which step. You can see these are the steps that we go through: focusing skills, basic clay modeling skills, letters mastery, alphabet mastery, punctuation mastery, dictionary skills. There are step-by-step instructions in the course how to master dictionary skills. And you can see not everybody expects a 5-year-old child to get fluent with dictionary skills. But once you master the alphabetical sequence and all the letters in the alphabet, then you can find words in the dictionary quite easily. Then we go through the simple mastery procedure, doing all the basic words, and you can see that the basic words, when it's done in a school setting, with maybe 20 to 30 hours total per year, then it's spread over 3 years. You can see here this is 20 to 30 hours 3 times roughly, so that's maybe 90 hours that might be needed for all the words, if we assume it's about 15 minutes per word. But you can choose to do this as quickly as your child wants to do it, even though here it's spread over 3 years essentially. I've had children that have completed all the 200 odd words in the Christmas holidays over maybe a month. There is a list of materials needed, and here's a little video about how we could prevent learning difficulties in schools when these methods are essentially used in the classroom. That only takes like 12 hours to train a teacher, and that's probably the best value remedial intervention available anywhere. It's roughly £10 per learner. But these are the three courses, and you can now take things in your own hands and get on and ensure that your child masters reading in a very short time, signing up to learn to read.